Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the big news today, Danny Hurley decides he is staying at UConn, turns down the Lakers' offer, 6 years, $70 million, instead going for the three-peat. Celtics defend home court. They're up 2 on the Mavericks. Game 3, Wednesday at 7:30, and you can catch all the NBA final games right here on San Antonio Sports Star 94.1 FM.
This is Extra Innings with Pleasure.
Truth is, I am Iron Man.
Rock and roll! The Texans win it!
You've been called the Da Vinci of our time. What do you say to that?
Absolutely ridiculous. I don't paint.
That goal is history. A walk-off home run.
And it's going to be legendary.
James Pledger wraps your day with insight, opinion, plenty of sarcasm, and of course, your calls. He'll even pour a beer out the door for his favorite story of the day. This is Extra Innings with Pledger. Now, here's Pledge.
Welcome into Extra Innings with Pleasure right here on San Antonio Sports Star 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. I am James Pledger. Thanks for joining me. However you may be doing that, whether that's on 94.1 FM, you are a part of listening online, whether that be at sasportstar.com, VRAA Best Bail Bonds audio player, or if you're part of our YouTube crew. Of course, you can always watch all of our shows live at sasportstar.com. Follow SA Sports Star both on YouTube, on Instagram, on Twitter. You can follow me. I am at I Am Pledger. Appreciate all y'all for joining along today. Billy Dial says, Texans fan number 5 in SA in the house. Good to meet you, Billy. Welcome into the Texans fan club. Goldfinger 123 talking about Steven Nelson retiring. That is correct. Steven Nelson retiring and going to be up to other things in life. Jacob Eric, Miguel Martinez, Fred Villarreal. Appreciate all y'all for already jumping in on the YouTube chat. And if you want to be a part of the chat, it's the most interactive way to get a hold of the show. Just 210. Just go to SA Sports Star. You can like, subscribe, comment along with the show like all those fine people. Or you can also call into the show, 210-656-ESPN. That is 210-656-3776 if you want to be a part of the show. I'll tell you, last night, while the game ended up closer in most people's eyes, final score-wise, Celtics go up 2-0, and you know what they say, it's not really a series until the road team wins one. That's fair, but Mavericks are in a bad spot right now. They're down 0-2. They're going home at least, and they need to get a win to breathe some life back into them because it has been Luka and Luka by himself. And even after last night's game, despite Luka doing everything, he's taking blame for it.
At the end of the day, we got to make some more shots. I think my turnovers and my missed free throws cost us a game. So I got to do way better in those two categories. But at the end of the day, we got to make shots to win the game.
Now, the real person that should be taking this blame is Kyrie Irving, who also says that he takes the majority of that blame.
I feel like I have the upper edge on certain possessions where I just got to convert. They're pushing me to my left hand a little bit more. So just got to be aware of some of their adjustments like I was in game one. Felt good in the first half, but in the second half, just shots weren't going down. And defensively, I was out of position, got some ticky-tack fouls, and just kind of took away from our flow of the game as well. It wasn't just all on me, but I'm definitely taking the majority of it just because my teammates look to me to convert a lot of these shots and ease the burden, not only just Luka, but everyone else and settle our team. We've definitely made our identity on defensive end, but now offensively, I got to play better.
And he's right. He does have to play better because been in these games late. And if Kyrie Irving plays like Kyrie Irving, it may be 1-1 or even 2-0 Dallas. They've been that close. It's been a razor's margin. But also give the Celtics credit. And Goldfinger's asking if I had the Celtics winning. I did. I had them at 6. And I look at it, and Jason Kidd over the weekend before game 2, he reached deep into his bag of tricks as a player. Because he pulled out the Jaylen Brown's the best player on their team card. Now, there is rumors about how close Tatum and Brown truly are and what they think of their supremacy on the court. So that was a nice mental play by Jason Kidd. What you didn't expect was how the Celtics reacted to it, because they have done everything right. And even when Jason Tatum hasn't played well, as a matter of fact, when he shot under 40% for the playoffs, the Celtics are 6-0. And that's partly due to the fact that Jaylen Brown has carried the load when Tatum has struggled. But that's also the importance of having multiple players that can carry the load at times. When someone's off, someone else needs to step up. And it was really interesting to me to have Jason Kidd kind of throw that lob out before game 2 to see if it sticks. And on the NBA TV postgame show, Shaq was joining the guys, and they were talking to Jaylen Brown after the game, and Shaq wanted to impart some wisdom for Jaylen Brown.
Jalen, I don't have a question, but I'm going to give you some G14 classification information because this will be the last time you see me.
Okay.
It's a riddle. Do not get fixated on useless titles. Do what you got to do. Doesn't matter who's who or they say who's what. It ain't time for all that right now. Do what you got to do and get it done.
I understand. Yes, sir. I appreciate it.
That made sense to you?
No.
Okay. Okay, well, let me break it down. They're trying to separate you and your guy by saying who's better and who better. I'm saying don't worry about useless titles. Who's the man? Don't matter who the man is. Kobe's the man, Shaq the man. It don't matter. I'm getting my 40. Kobe getting his 39. Let's go win these championships.
Yes,
That's
sir.
what that meant.
I agree with that. Yes, sir. I understand.
Because since you didn't understand, I had to break it down to you.
Now, that was really cool of Shaq to impart that wisdom, because that was something that did break up that Lakers team and potential dynasty, was Shaq and Kobe fighting over the moniker of whose team it was. And Shaq's still getting in the shot of, I'm going to get my 40, Kobe's going to get his 39. So obviously still matters a little bit. But that was big of Shaq to impart that wisdom on Brown between him and Tatum, because it is necessary, and it looks like they've handled it great. And Jason Tatum at the podium saying all the right things when it comes to whose team this is and what that means to them.
It has a lot to do with that. I've been here before and we didn't win. And it's just like, we're so close to what we're trying to accomplish. Why would I let my ego or feel my need to score all the points get in the way of that? There are going to be times where, I need to score, and obviously I need to shoot better. Golly. But really, we always talk about do whatever it takes for however long it takes. And if I need to have 16 potential assists every single night, and that's what puts us in the best position to win, and it doesn't mean I'm the leading scorer, by all means. And, if that gives us the best chance to win, sign me up.
And that is a fantastic answer by Jason Tatum on how to handle the grenade that was thrown in their locker room by Jason Kidd at the podium prior to game 2. And they've done a great job. And part of it is Tatum's been close. He's been right there, and they've fallen short. So now he understands what is needed to get situations. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens as this series goes back to Dallas and the role players play a little bit better at home potentially, and maybe Kyrie finally gets on track. But at the same time, with Kyrie not technically being on track, neither has been Tatum. And so it's going to be interesting to see what happens if all parties get going and what this potential looks like when they head to Dallas. Game 3 Wednesday. You can catch it here on San Antonio Sports Star. We'll talk more about this, including the foul, no foul potential call that may have been missed towards the end of the game and the relevancy of it, as I talk with Rob Thompson of the Morning Huddle. Rob will be joining me next right here on Extra Innings with Pleasure on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, Mother Football. Shireen Williams from Pro Football Talk will join us at 5:15. Has there been any movement at all with Dak or CD?
And speaking of movement, after the Lakers fumbled the Dan Hurley situation, where do they turn to now to find their next head coach? We're talking about it on The Blitz starting at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
GiveMeTheVin.com salutes the best TV show ever. Home Box Office aired the final episode of its landmark television series, The Sopranos, starring the late, great James Gandolfini on this day in 2007. Also on this day, Gimme the Vin bought a classic 1972 Cadillac Fleetwood Eldorado convertible with no questions asked. Hey, sell us your car.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Kind of like choosing Derek Jeter as the pinch hitter for your baseball team.
Jeter, you're in. We need a home run.
I'll give it a try. I've swung a bat once or twice.
That's out of here. Yep, even easier than that. With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, is it even a decision? That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Look at you. You're a man. You work hard, you sweat hard, and then you smell hard. Just as God intended. Introducing a better way to fight your manly body odor with Mendo Whole Body Deodorant. Mendo takes a different approach to body odor. Instead of waiting for it to happen and covering it up, Mendo's acidified technology blocks body odor before it starts anywhere on your body. That's right, anywhere. Pits, privates, and feet. Mendo is clinically proven to block body odor all day and continue to control BO for 72 hours. Our cologne quality scents will enhance your manliness without being overpowering. Plus, it comes with a 60-day money-back guarantee, so there are no risks. Not that you have any problem taking risks. Hasta la vista, stench. Try Mendo Whole Body Deodorant today. Go to shopmando.com and use code 1010 for an extra $5 off a Mando starter pack. That comes with a solid stick, cream tube, 2 free products of your choice, and ships free with code 1010. Shopmando.com, code 1010 for an extra $5 off a Mando starter pack. Come.
Jedi are being murdered.
Now streaming, Star Wars Returns, only on Disney Plus.
I didn't do it. Believe me.
She was my student. Let me be the one to bring her in.
Now she's a student of the dark side. An acolyte.
Star Wars: The Acolyte. New episodes Tuesdays, only on Disney Plus.
Need assistance with door and window projects? The Home Depot can help. From inspiration and materials to ordering and installation, our free millwork virtual apron service can get you moving and doing. Plus, we speak Spanish too. Our associates can help you tackle complex jobs without you leaving the job site, saving you time and money. Call us at 1-833-HD-APRON or visit homedepot.com/MVA. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
At Lowe's, save big every day when you buy in bulk. Save 10% on your choice of any 10 or more stock kitchen cabinets and countertops. And there's more. Save up to 25% on drywall gypsum boards when you buy in bulk. Visit us in-store or online for low prices and the materials you need. Because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See sales associate for details.
It's Extra Innings with Pledger on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Welcome back into Extra Innings with Pledger right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. Joining me now on the Buyers Barricades guest line, co-host of the Morning Huddle, and new chef extraordinaire with his beautiful Blackstone grill, Rob Thompson of the Morning Huddle joins me. Rob, thanks for joining me this evening.
You can refer to me as chef if you'd like.
I will.
Yes. No, I'm only a cook, and I'm not even really that. But, yeah, man, good to see you. Yeah, I'm celebrating my early Father's Day gift from my boys. They bought them a gift that would only benefit them, and I'll be cooking for them from here on out on my brand new Blackstone. So I don't know who won the deal, but I'm happy to have this.
I mean, judging by your excitement level, I think you won. I mean, it's a win-win gift, no doubt.
I have what I like to call mega grill working. I can go stand. And I can stand with the black top in front of me, and this is the 36 incher. It's the Cadillac, and then to my right, I have my Traeger Ironwood. Like I don't even have to step; it's just like right to my right. And then to my left, I have like my shelf with all the stuff. You ever seen like those keyboarders that are on tour and they have like keyboards all around them? That's me, man. I'm a musician in front of my grills. Now it's 1,000 degrees out here, but.
I mean, that's kind of what happens in the Texas summer. You turn on the oven and the oven's already on. I mean, you're just overheating the preheat.
Well, beauty is pain. So, you got to fight through it.
Anything special on the docket for tonight's meal?
Tonight we will be dining on fajitas that I've been marinating for the last 7 hours. Ooh. And then I'm going to do a little bit of street corn. First time I've ever made street corn. So I got the cajeta cheese. I got the frozen corn. I've got everything required for that, and we're going to do street corn, fajitas, and some borracho beans that I've been cooking for a little bit.
You are just making my mouth water. That just sounds fantastic.
So I'll make a promise. Anything left, I'll bring for you tomorrow.
Yes. See, that is the greatness of having Rob Thompson on after he cooks, is there might be leftovers for me if the Thompson family leaves any, of course. I mean, the big news today, though, as we transition into sports, it started with the Celtics going up 2-0, but that quickly Danny Hurley decides to turn down the Lakers offer. What were your thoughts when you heard what had happened between Danny Hurley deciding to stay at UConn and chase a three-peat versus going to coach the Los Angeles Lakers?
I get the feeling you're like me and thought the Lakers were going to offer him a godfather. You know, this is something you can't refuse. And if it comes out that you did, you would be embarrassed. I mean, it should have been that kind of offer.
8 years, $100 million.
I figured $100 million would be about the Godfather level, though. If I was the Lakers, I probably would have started at about an 85. 85, and worked an 85 and worked our way in there, knowing I'd go as high as 100. That was kind of. I know he's a college coach, but that was kind of embarrassing, and I'm surprised he had to sit and think on it. The Lakers weren't serious about this.
No, and I don't know how serious they were in terms of we say it all the time when we talk about free agents, right? When we're talking about the early free agent signings. If you let them leave your building, you've lost them. They let him leave.
Yeah, but they should have been, that shouldn't have been a worry. They're either deluded into thinking that once LeBron leaves and the captain of that team is Anthony Davis, that the Lakers are going to be some sort of primary viewership. Other than the fact that they're the Lakers, I think they're a little deluded, as being typical Laker type. I mean, once you got to remember, when the Lakers ain't good, no one cares. It doesn't matter about the jersey, and I think there's some arrogance there because. You're paying a guy not for the next year or two or however LeBron decides he wants to stay, but for everything next. Now, I'm not saying that Hurley's the guy, but that's going to be a difficult get in a difficult market. I was just quite frankly shocked at the level of pay. It's still a huge amount of money for a dude with no experience. Let's get it right. I mean, he's not an NBA coach, and it's a very different game. So I understand the dollar value, but you don't tell people we're going to make it a significant offer. You have Woj out there telling us it's a significant deal. And a significant deal to, say, Milwaukee is one number, but a significant deal to the Lakers is another number. You know what I mean? The dollar value's double because it's the Lakes. So I figured it was going to be huge. And I get the sense that while it was big in anybody's eyes, I mean, guaranteed generational money, whether you make it a year or 6 months. I quite frankly, if I'm his agent, would have been, you know what, I can get that at home. I don't know what we're sleeping on. We're going home. And I think maybe they were doing him a service by saying, yeah, let me go home and sleep on it. But the fact of the matter is that was not nearly enough. Given the market, given the situation the Lakers find themselves, they're not as big as they are when they're with LeBron or anybody else. They will descend in prominence, and they're going to be dealing with salary cap issues just like any other team. It's not the great job. I'm not sure how long Hurley stays at UConn, though. This might have been a dalliance just to get a raise, and this could have been a brilliant ploy. But once a coach starts looking, it's kind of like when you decide you're going to leave a job. You might come to work for the next 6 months, but you're not all there.
That's fair. And the dalliance is a nice way to get a raise. That's kind of how I took it as soon as he left. It was, he's using this to get more money out of UConn. He didn't have a real legit interest in the Lakers.
But the funny thing is, it shouldn't have mattered what his interest level was. The Lakers should have known, yeah, you know what? I could be a Sancha here. I could be the reason for a big diamond ring. So they should have known, I've got to out-Godfather UConn. I've got to come up with something where even if he thinks he's coming out here to play me against him, when I open that briefcase and that bright, shiny light hits him in the face, I want him to say, well, I guess I'm staying. I can't say no to this. And they obviously did not have that intention.
But you mentioned earlier the fact that, Laker fan is a bit arrogant in a sense. Can't you say the same thing about the organizations thinking they're
that's what I meant. I think, the Buss family, I wonder how deluded they feel. I mean, it's certainly a privilege to be a Laker coach. I'm not denigrating the job, but it ain't as big a privilege as you think it is when LeBron James doesn't have first parking spot. It's just a really high level franchise and not a lot of talent and a very, very short attention span. So you get a couple of dry years, Hurley's going to get fired anyway. So you better pay me.
Overarching, do you think Hurley in LA would have worked just because we know what his coaching style was at UConn, and that works at a certain level? I know that college is closer to the pros because of NIL, but it's not the same when you're talking about the NBA and you're talking about you are the lowest paid person.
Yeah, I
as
get
the
that.
head coach.
I will say this, though, in college coaches' defense, the NBA now, more than it has ever been, is as much a developmental league. I mean, you have to bring 18-year-olds along in about 3 years. And that is a different skill set than what most NBA coaches have. So I do think that if you go get a Hurley, you have an understanding of where the league is going. I got to, my team's going to be made up of a lot of, you're searching for the quarterback money, and you need to win when you got your rookies under low-dollar deals. Now, the salary cap's just a little bit different, but not that much. So I do think that Hurley would be a good hire, given, you can have NBA guys sitting next to him. It's the regulation of practice that's going to be the difficult thing for Hurley because, anybody who saw the Final Fours for the last couple of years saw all the film, saw all the stories of the Hurley family and the way that basketball is taught in Jersey City. And it is a Marine Corps boot camp. It is to the extent that they want them, by the time they're done with practice, they think they're stars. They're going to a game because it's an easy day. I mean, that's the way that Hurley always approached it. Well, in NBA, you get one practice a month. You get a lot of walkthroughs. You get a lot of, time in on iPads and on airplanes. But as far as physical activity, you got to rely on your players to do that themselves. I mean, they have to arrive in the best physical condition they can be in because we got work to do. And it's a very different thing. It's flipping the script for a college coach. But X's and O's of development, man, Hurley would be just fine. I'm not worried about his ability to coach.
He is Rob Thompson of the Morning Huddle. Catch him and AJ Hoffman every weekday morning from 6 to 10. Taking a look at the NBA Finals now as the Celtics go up 2-0 last night. And I guess the biggest controversy out of last night's game was the call or no call on the block on PJ Washington late in the game. Where do you stand on that? Because I hear it out of a bunch of people, and it's them talking out both sides of their mouth, like the Caitlin Clark Paige Becker's deal of you got to let them play at the end of the game, and then
that's called letting them foul. So no, we don't do that. I mean, when you hear that, let them play, that's just saying, well, let them foul. No, but for those that have always thought the hand is part of the ball, or those that think it needs to be part of the ball or doesn't need to be part of the ball, last night was the quintessential white or black moment because the hand is part of the ball and the hand was slapped. Now that's fine. It was the description made it weird whether you touch the ball first and yada yada, and then there was the shove in the back. But the hand is part of the ball. Now we can change the rule, but that's been the rule forever, and I've never liked it. I mean, your hands get beat up, especially on blocks like that. Guys come swatting at your hand. That hurts. So I remember that. I've had a lot of shots blocked in my day. But also, it's just a dumb rule. I've never heard, it's hard to apply, and especially in situations like that. But, I mean, it was called appropriately. It was a dumb challenge. They did, the NBA, the right, wrong, or indifferent. I think they made the right call. I just hate the call that they had to make. That needs to change.
And I thought this was brilliant gamesmanship by Jason Kidd over the weekend prior to game 2, talking about Jaylen Brown being the team's best player. And he may not be lying in the current moment, but knowing the context of the relationship and the rumored angst they have towards one another and wanting to be the guy for that team, I thought it was brilliant coaching maneuver by Jason Kidd to kind of lob that hand grenade in there. But I thought it was equally brilliant by everybody within the Celtics kind of not letting that become the issue.
Well, first of all, remember when Kidd was first coaching up with the Timberwolves and he couldn't get a timeout and he was trying to be smart and poured water on the floor?
Yep.
This was the equivalent of that. That was, I mean, yeah, when you heard him say that argument turn Tatum into Magic Johnson. I mean, it backfired on him. That's kind of typical of the old school Jason Kidd. I thought it was a bit ham-handed, especially considering the situation they found themselves in. And, the thing is, they were close. They had an opportunity. This is going to be a gentleman's sweep if something miraculous doesn't happen to the others coming home. Either that's going to happen. I want to hear what your thoughts about Dallas coming home means. What does Game 3 mean?
Game 3 is extremely important for them, but to me, I think it's good for them because we all know role players play better at home. So their 9 points from their bench isn't going to be the same at home as it has been in Boston. I think their bench will be more active, but more importantly, what does it do for Kyrie? Because I think if Kyrie is a factor in either one of the first two games, this series may be 1-1 or even 2-0 Boston if Kyrie shows up at all in either of these games.
I think Kyrie's a lost ball in high weeds, baby. I don't know what's up with him. He's got to change his moccasins, go put on some big boy shoes. Go, I don't know, have a sweat lodge party. I don't know what happened to this guy.
Could you ever play with tassels on to where when you run, they kind of flail up and hit the back of your ankle?
I've seen a lot of stuff I have never seen that. So we'll just leave, I'm down. Sure. If you want friends flapping around on your feet, go ahead. It doesn't seem to be working for you. I can tell you that. I get the sense that Luka's going to shoot the ball 50 times on Wednesday.
Wow.
That I'm not even sure that we'll know if the others are going to be ready or capable.
Is Luka healthy enough to be able to shoot the ball 50 times?
Let me tell you something. If I'm Luka, at the end of that game, I played with the strangest. I don't even a strained latissimus, whatever that was, which sounded when they
thoracic contusion.
Wow. Okay,
thoracic.
I'm playing with that. I got Kyrie doing some kind of smoke dance over this. I don't know what Kyrie's doing. I got the rest of my team can't hit the side of a barn. And I get for 4 consecutive days, I am selfish, 9 assists. I came in overbearing. I should have been a better team. I should have set the example. So he comes in a giving mood. And what does it turn into? How many turnovers did he have? 9. The rest of the dudes were, I don't know who those guys were. That wasn't the Maverick team I saw against the Timberwolves. So he went down playing rope-a-dope, man. Muhammad Ali stuff. He was getting punched right and left, and nobody came to back him up. I'm telling you, if I'm Luka, I'm going down alone because I was alone the other night. He's going to come in. He will shoot first and ask questions later until somebody proves to him that they are capable of keeping up with him.
How much do you really put on the Celtics defense and them basically doing what other teams haven't? Other teams try and switch and then always come and double and help on Luka, which leaves others open. The Celtics has said, Luka, try and beat us. We're going to man everybody else up. You've got nowhere to go with the ball.
I'll tell you, James, it's been perfect. And it's good to have guys the side of Tatum, Brown, and Holiday. I mean, those guys can,
And Derek White.
Yeah, Derek White to some extent, although whenever Luka sees Derek White, he's in the paint. He knows I'm taking you down there. But, Derek does a good job. But it's good to have those kind of 3 guys to defend Luka. But what has helped has been on the offensive side of the ball. Porzingis has forced Luka to work a lot more on defense, not because he's guarding Porzingis, just because when Porzingis is out there, the floor gets 5 feet bigger. For everybody else out there, you suddenly have to cover 5 more feet around you because their perimeter just got bigger because Porzingis is going to take a 25-foot jump shot. And not only, he might be the only one that'll do it, but passing angles change when you're dealing with a guy like that. The court gets big, and suddenly the steps you're taking, every step you take defensively is a millimeter off the next jump shot. You know what I mean? And when we're already tired and he's already dealing with some sort of thoracic injury, he looked like a battered dude. And if Porzingis is hurt, suddenly offensive strategy changes tremendously. And I think if I'm the Mavs, Sure, Porzingis is going to play, but I'm going at this cat. I want to run him until he looks like the last time I saw him, which was him limping down the court, giving up a dunk. And once I see him there, then I'm the Mavericks going to play some Maverick basketball, which will be, in my mind, Luka taking 30 shots. And, it might be a point a minute or a point a shot, but it's going to be volume for sure.
I'm glad you brought up the floor spacing because Friday there was this interesting nugget that I placed in the topic pool for y'all about the Bovada odds if Lauri Markkanen were to become available and the Spurs led at plus 650. And you talk about floor spacing and how many further steps out you have to take. How dangerous could a Lauri Markkanen be paired with a Victor Wembanyama?
Well, first of all, I want to find somebody who loves me the way that you love our man Lauri Markkanen, because you've been a fan of his from Arizona on. No one has been a bigger champion of Lauri Markkanen. And I remember the last opportunity when the Spurs just didn't have enough money to go get him from the Bulls. I think, that would be a phenomenal get. And as you said, as Bovada wrote, as far as the odds they saw, spacing the floor with a guy like Wemby, who can hit threes like that and put it on the ground, it becomes a defensive nightmare. You don't have enough bodies or timeouts to play the kind of 40-foot defense that you got to play when you're playing guys like this. There's so much running. You can't be deep enough, and Boston is a pretty deep team, but you start spreading teams around like that, it's just impossible. That's why shooting is such a barometer of success now, because not only does it mean points on the board, but it means easier defenses. Guys get tired quicker.
He is Rob Thompson of the Morning Huddle. Catch him and AJ Hoffman every weekday morning from 6 to 10. Rob, I hear a Blackstone calling your name for some fajitas and street corn.
Order up! Let's have us a meal. Thanks, James. I'll bring you the leftovers.
I appreciate you, Rob. That is Rob Thompson. Join us via the Buyers Barricades guest line. They provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond. They are online at buyersbarricades.com. And also, congratulations to Rob's Aggies as they are College World Series bound up in Omaha. Coming up next, I just brought up the Markkanen thing. I had something hit today with Jeff Garcia of Locked On Spurs to where we talked about Markkanen, Garland. What should the Spurs do? Where's the importance placed? We'll talk about it next right here on Extra Innings with Pledger on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
San Antonio Sports Star.
Rob Thompson here for my favorite fantasy app. It's Prize Picks. I'm just one of 3 million people that love more or less. Where else are you going to take a $10 play and turn it into 100x of your cash? It's Prize Picks. And as basketball winds down, the games continue. Yeah, lots of finals action there. More or less, you fantasy guys, you know how to play along with the other 5 million active members. More or less is all that matters. And in June, as basketball winds down, I have got the fun for you. Esports. Yeah, get in on esports every Wednesday and Saturday in June, and your lineup doesn't win, you'll get your entry fee back. Choose the Counter-Strike, Call of Duty, League of Legends. You know them. Go play them. Fantasy games elevated. More or less. It's easy. Take $10, turn it into 100x of cash, and it's so easy to play. Remember the code ALAMO. Go to prizepicks.com. Get yourself signed up. Use that fantasy knowledge. Go play today. That's Prize Picks and Alamo.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at TextBlend.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Replace stop, opt out. Go to nomoredraftywindows.com for full offer details.
Homeowners, ready to replace your windows or patio doors, but think it's going to be too expensive? Well, think again, because with Renewal by Andersen, you can get top quality, affordable windows and patio doors for no money down, no payments, and no interest for 12 months. That's right. You don't pay a dime for an entire year. Just text LONG to 200-300 right now for your free in-home window consultation and free price quote. Upgrade your home with new energy-efficient windows and doors installed by certified master installers from Renewal by Andersen and get their best in the nation 20-year warranty. Renewal by Andersen is the company with the most 5-star reviews among leading full-service window replacement companies. Act now and get your windows and patio doors for no dollars down, no payments, and no interest for an entire year. Plus, save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. But hurry, these big dollar savings end this month. Text LONG to 200-300. Text the word LONG to 200-300. Don't wait. 200 300.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Granger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
The best things in life, they come in twos. 2 scoops of ice cream, 2 tacos. And now for a limited time, get our best deal of the year. Buy any phone when you switch to Consumer Cellular and get 2 months of service free. That's right, the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage as Big Wireless, now with 2 months free. Proof the best things in life really do come in twos. Visit consumercellular.com or call 1-888-FREEDOM. Second and third month of monthly base service fee waived for new customers with the purchase of a phone and activation by July 31st, 2024. Taxes, fees, and third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Are your windows struggling to keep up with the game? It's time to upgrade with Maverick Windows. Stay ahead of the competition with energy-efficient windows. Call Maverick Windows at 800-972-3631. That's 800-972-3631 to get a free quote.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Susan, I'm sorry I'm late. Traffic is terrible.
It sure is. But on top of that, gas prices have been skyrocketing. I can't believe how expensive gas has gotten recently.
Prices at the pump are up, but I never pay full price for gas anymore. I just use the free Upside app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back every time I buy gas.
And does that actually add up to anything?
I've made around $200.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code FREE for an extra 25 cents per gallon cash back on your first fill-up. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, to PayPal, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FREE for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FREE for 25 cents per gallon cash back on your first fill-up.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
This is Jim Rome. Join me weekdays at noon, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Welcome back into Extra Innings with Pleasure right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. I am James Pledger. Thanks for joining me this evening, however you may be doing that, whether that's on 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com, or via our YouTube channel. We air all our shows live on YouTube. You can go ahead, like, subscribe, comment along. Just follow us at SA Sports Star. Vince Trevino in here saying Boston won, Dallas is going down. It's hard to argue that when they got a 2-0 lead. Plus, we'll take your phone calls, 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. I want to know what y'all think. The San Antonio Spurs have a very, very interesting offseason in terms of the fact that we're hearing a lot of things. We usually don't get to hear a bunch of these things when it comes to the Spurs. It's usually pretty quiet. But we've heard multiple things, whether it is the odds-on favorite to land Lauri Markkanen at plus 650 if they were to end up moving on from him, that being the Jazz. We also heard reports over the weekends. They have been in serious conversations about Darius Garland. Should he become available? And the Athletic, Shams Charania, and everybody else seem to think that Garland could be moved if Donovan Mitchell signs an extension this offseason. We also heard the Trey and the CP3 rumors. We've heard the DeJounte Murray rumors. When it comes down to it, they have been at the center of how the heck do you build out around this team, right? And how do you build around Wemby? A lot of people think that they need a point guard. Darius Garland would fit that bill. He is a point guard, but it doesn't mean that that's the only way you have to spend your assets. You just heard from Rob Thompson of the Morning Huddle the difficulty in Porzingis being on the floor and how it makes the defense stretch so wide. Just think about what Victor Wembanyama does to stretch the floor as a 5 nonetheless, and his ability to handle, create off the dribble, do things for himself. And then adding a Lauri Markkanen to play alongside of him, who can be that stretch forward that can also create his own shot off the dribble and shoot from a high clip from behind the arc, really spreading that floor. And then the pick and roll or pick and pop game, the two can play with one another to get the best feasible matchup of a big who is unathletic trying to defend one of those two out on the perimeter in some way, shape, or form. Oh, and by the way, all that floor spacing, the lanes it creates to get to the bucket for whether it's Keldon Johnson or Trey Jones or Devin Vassell or Blake Wesley or Malachi Branham or whoever it may be. It makes a ton of defensive nightmare scenarios for opposing offense or defenses. And it's would be extremely difficult to guard. And by the way, it doesn't mean you can't possibly go out and still get a point guard. There are free agents you could land like CP3 or Tyus Jones, or you could draft a point guard of the future and Castle or Topic or Dillingham. Like those are all still also in play. B. Hannon says LeBron for the next 2 years would be nice. He could play the point. You're absolutely right. That is also a possibility for the San Antonio Spurs. I know a lot of Spurs fans aren't big LeBron fans, but he's a really good point guard, great distributor, knows how to get the ball in spots for certain people to where they can succeed best. I mean, I would not sneeze at LeBron joining the Spurs because he's one of the best players in the NBA. Still, to this day. Lloyd D, always up on it, saying he's switching to Fire TV so he can see me up on the big screen. I appreciate that, my man. This Oilers hoodie needs to be on the big screen anyway. I'm just saying, as it pertains to the San Antonio Spurs, there's no wrong way to build this team. There is a wrong way to build it. But when you're talking about Garland or Markkanen, which, by the way, you have the assets for both if you truly, truly want it. I mean, this one or the other scenario is out of left field. The Spurs have the assets to do kind of whatever the heck they want to do. If they wanted to bring in both Garland and Markkanen and really put a fast forward on this rebuild and jump into potential not just playoff, but championship contention, that would be one way to go about it. It's going to be very interesting over the next few weeks as we get closer and closer to the NBA draft to see how this team is built out. What say you? 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Your phone calls coming up next to close the show right here on Extra Innings with Pleasure on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Stirring fiber, exercising, frequent trips to the store for more laxatives and fiber. Sounds like your constipation with belly pain is a lot to manage. But if your symptoms that keep coming back are signs of irritable bowel syndrome with constipation or IBS-C, ask your doctor how Linzess can help you get ahead of it. Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. pain, and swelling. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINCESS.
Introducing Lumi for Men, and we named him Mando. I'm Dr. Shannon Klingman's brother, the inventor of Mando whole body deodorant for pits, packages, and feet. Because we all know our pits aren't the only places we get odor. Mando whole body deodorant is different from anything you've tried before. It stops odor before it starts, powered by our acidified technology. Mando controls odor anywhere you have it. Her patented whole body deodorant formula has over 200,000 five-star reviews. And because Mando has a 60-day stink-free guarantee, you can try Mando risk-free. Give Mando whole body deodorant a try today and smell like the stink-free man you were intended to be.
There's a special offer for listeners. Use code 555 and get an extra $5 off a Mando starter pack that comes with a solid stick, cream tube, 2 free products of your choice, and ships free with code 555. Go to shopmando.com, code 555, for an extra $5 off a Mando starter pack. That's shopmando.com, code 555.
Here at Total Wine & More, our amazing selection means you'll always
love what you find.
Dad, what are you doing here?
Just getting a sneak peek at my Father's Day gifts.
Well, I was thinking of getting you this Barrel Select bourbon.
That's a really nice bottle.
And Total Wine has it at the totally lowest price.
Wow, you always were my favorite.
Thanks, Dad.
Talking to the bourbon, sweetie.
Find what you love what you find. Like the perfect gift for Dad at the perfect price. Only at Total Wine & More.
And drink responsibly. B21.
Want to keep your gas-powered engines running like new? Stable's proprietary formulas are proven by third-party testing to outperform the competition in keeping fuel fresh, preventing corrosion, and cleaning the entire fuel system. With Stable, you can have confidence you are doing the right thing for your engine's long-term health. Just pour into your gas can or fuel tank, then top off with fresh fuel. At every fill-up or when you store, start with Stable. Available where fuel additives are sold.
This is Andrew Monaco, and the Aggies play here. 94-1, San Antonio Sports Star.
That is the College World Series bound Aggies. That is right. Aggies heading to Omaha. Chance a national championship. Welcome back into Extra Innings with Pledger. I am James Pledger right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. Appreciate y'all for joining me this evening. Your phone calls, 210-656-ESPN. That is 656-3776. What do y'all want to see the Spurs do this offseason? Kingsley, welcome on to Extra Innings with Pledge. What's going on, my man?
What's going on, Pledger, man? Good to talk to you. Can't wait till you get your own show, brother. You're my favorite.
This is my own show.
But you know, multiple hours.
That's fair. That's fair.
Listen, man, I'm doing fantastic, and as well informed as you are, knowledgeable as so many people are, sports related, especially Spurs here locally. I just can't fathom that the brain trust the Spurs organization, as smart as they are, they have to know super uber more than we know. And with that being said, they should absolutely go after Garland and marketing, get rid of some of their assets, wherever they may be, draft picks, the sales of the world, and instantly propel them to the top 3-4 in the NBA. And I just think that would be fabulous.
I hear you. The one caveat I place on this, and I said this on Locked On Spurs with Jeff Garcia today, as I joined him. The price might be expensive for a marketing because Danny Ainge is the head of basketball operations in Utah. And you saw what he did in building out the Celtics, and he always seemed to win trades. I mean, he traded back from one, got more first-round picks that also landed him Jaylen Brown. But, I mean, he traded back from one to still get Jason Tatum. Like, he's always winning trades. The last trade he just made was Rudy Gobert for 5 unprotected first-round picks over the next few years from the Minnesota Timberwolves. Like, Danny Ainge gets plus value for assets, it seems, every time. So marketing may be something that he's also looking to get those plus assets from in a trade, and the price just might be a bit too much for San Antonio.
Well, would we other, I believe.
I still think you can get both. It's going to hurt more. It's going to hurt more than people think it will.
Either way, it's going to be super exciting, and the future of Spurs is going to be bright. And I want to shout out to the best mother of the year, Veronica Valdez. She just had a baby, and she's a dire Spurs fan. She hasn't watched one game in 2 years.
Well, it's time to change that because there's this alien in San Antonio now, and he's made it pretty interesting.
Yes, sir. Well, James, you have a good rest of the week and all that good stuff, and catch up with you at the Rue one of these days.
Sounds like a plan, my man. It's good to hear from you, Kingsley.
All right, brother.
Oh, man. I just get, with the draft just a few weeks away, it's going to be so insane to see how this thing plays out in the future. PJ Salazar says, trade both picks for the number 1 overall pick. All right, who do you want? You want Sarr? You want Ricochet? Do you want Klingon? Who are you trying to get up to 1 for? Because there's not really a consensus at number 1. So if you're trading both of your picks, and I still don't think 4 and 8 are enough to get you to 1. I think you got to throw a future pick in there to really swing that. But that's going to be another topic for another show. As always, guys, I did this a few weeks ago, and I want to continue to close my show by pouring one out, ending my shows with just saying, be kind to one another. You never know. People are going through their own battles in their own lives every day. Let's be kind to one another. We can disagree. It's fine. We can agree to disagree and still call it good at the end of our conversation. There's no need to spread hate. Happiness, not hate. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate every single one of y'all right here on Extra Innings with Pleasure on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'll see y'all tomorrow night.
San Antonio Sports Star. With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Kind of like choosing Derek Jeter as the pinch hitter for your baseball team.
Jeter, you're in. We need a home run.
I'll give it a try. I've swung a bat once or twice.
That's out of here. Yep, even easier than that. With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, is it even a decision?